Well, hello everybody. It's 23rd of September, and I'm gonna give it one more go. Try to get on these elk with the bow before I take October off, and then start my rifle tags in November. So, heading back out to the same area. Pretty nice right now, a little windy, but pretty much thinking about another hour drive till I get to the trailhead. Bags packed, ready to roll. Pretty much planning come back Sunday midday. So a couple nights up on the mountain. Just going to park the truck at the trailhead, running solo, but I'm gonna try to kind of target the same areas. Got a lot of good waypoints on kind of where the elk were, 3 weeks ago. But who knows if that's the same or not. Hopefully I can get up into the mountain on time today to where I might be able to put some time in this evening before dark. But I mean, we'll see. It's a pretty long hike. Last couple times it's taken about 4 hours, so might be cutting it a little tight, but see what happens. Hopefully, if I do get something, send out SOS to some of my buddies around the area. See if they want to come pack some meat out, and I'll just cover their gas and take them out to dinner or something. But not trying to put the cart before the horse. So about an hour more drive, hit the mountain, try to make good time getting up and in, get some rest in the morning, get some rest tonight if I can't hunt, and then be ready to rock and roll all day tomorrow, half day Sunday. Here we go. Back on the trail. Trailhead was full. I had to wait for 2 trucks to leave. Luckily they were pulling out when I got here. But 2 of them, one with a horse trailer, they were up here when I was up here earlier in the month. So I'm guessing they're a long-term camp setup or something. But passed a couple of hikers heading out. Maybe that was one of the cars, so I don't know how busy it is. But about 3:45, so yeah, keep my momentum going if I want to get anywhere reasonably comfortable and ready to hunt in the morning. So just chugging along. Hopefully maintain a good pace and be hunting here in a couple hours. Alright, a little update. At the end of the canyon and back down this meadow again. So technically the trail goes that way and then up, or you can go up that way. So we decided that going to go up the hill this way where we went up last time, just because it might be a little bit easier to hunt up as I'm getting towards where I want to set camp up. So that way it'll take me a little bit more of a detour to get up to the same spot. Easier, but more of a detour. So I'm gonna roll up. Never does it justice how steep it is, but not a bad hike. Making good progress. Definitely a lot faster than last time. So hopefully we see some elk this evening. Almost there. The goal is to try to beat the sun. Shadow's catching up to me. There's the top of the ridge. Should be able to get up there at the tail end of the magic hour. See if anything's feeding up this way. Not a big deal, because right over there is where I plan on setting up camp again. So let's see what happens. Good morning. It's now Saturday, about 6:45. Gonna get the day started with some coffee, and then gonna kind of bomb down off the hill back over this way. So we bumped the biggest bull a couple weeks ago when we were in here. Haven't seen an elk yet. Heard any bugles, so might have quieted it down a little bit if they've been getting pressured. So I go sit down there, cow call for majority of the morning, just kind of cruise around a little bit, see what happens. I'm gonna walk out here and just kind of look at the hillsides and see if I can see anything moving, and then finish up the coffee, get the bag packed, and just kind of start rolling through the timber. Sun's coming up. It's a good day to be alive. Alright, so I just spotted some elk. See if I can get in on them. They're right there at the left corner of that timber. Looks like they're feet up and over, so I gotta get over there quick. So I didn't get there in time. It looked like a bull, a spike. Couldn't tell what the third one was, but caught him just as they're going over the ridge. So I'm down in the timber now, trying to see if I can call him back in. Got a bull bugling over here down below me, but we'll see if I can get to him or not. Well, that's all she wrote for that attempt. Pretty much what happened was I was up there on that knob, or just below it, drinking my coffee, and kind of down through that clearing area, really on the other side of those trees, is where those bulls were feeding up. And about when I got to this meadow, I was looking to get just on the other side of this row of trees right here, figuring they're gonna feed up right through there. And they did, but they just beat me to it. So by the time I got here, the bigger of the bulls was kind of like right there in that little grassy pasture area. And when I got here, the sun was already coming up over my back, so I think kind of silhouetted me, and they kind of ran up into the timber. So I circled down, dropped down, and tried to call to them, see if I can get them to come down to me, but they weren't having it. So back to camp, go get some water. Decided to come over here without my pack. So back up the hill, back to camp, get some water, and then I think we're bombing down over the other side to see what's going on over there. Sacrifices had to be made. My coffee's all cold now. Let's see if there's any bugs in it. Looking pretty good. Have to drink some cold brew now. So I'm at my way down the timber. Just gonna slowly creep in and sit down and listen. Down here's where last time we were here. So the thermals finally switched and are coming uphill now, so kind of crept down a little bit closer so that maybe I can start messing with them and bugling and calling a little bit, see if he comes in. So I heard a very weak bugle about 20 minutes ago. Sometimes that means that the elk's bedded down. We'll see. A little update. Kind of finished scouting around that timber this afternoon. And some fresh signs, fresh scat and stuff, some rubs, but set up that bull bugling earlier, and then after I kind of cleared out that area, it sounded like he kind of bugled. He must have been a couple 100 feet vertically below me or something, but didn't see anything else. So I came back up to the tent and took a little siesta. And I kind of been over there is where we've been hunting a couple weeks prior, and then over there in those patchy grassy areas is where those 3 bulls were at this morning. So kind of made the decision to because seeing less elk sign over by where I was camping than last time. So I head down here and set up for the evening, and had a couple scenarios that could happen. Either shoot an elk, which is the hopeful scenario, and already have all my gear with me instead of having to come back another mile to get it. Set camp up over there. 2 is just set camp up over there, even if nothing happens, and wait for them in the morning. And 3 is just bomb back down the canyon 4 miles and just get back to the truck tonight and just bomb back home, be home by like midnight. Worn out, I'm not gonna lie. It's been back to back weeks the entire September, and I'm feeling it. So let's hope these elk come out this evening. All right, set up for the evening. This is what we're looking at. This morning, these elk were down this way, and they fed up, and they kind of split between that top hillside and this grassy area over here. They kind of cut into that tree line and walked into the timber that way. So hoping that reverse order happens. I can either see them feeding down this way or feeding down this way, and if need be, I can kind of snake around these trees and hopefully get after them. It's all this week. I was in this course, it's called TAP, Transition Course for the Military, and at the beginning of the course, the instructor, the facilitator, was pretty much asking like what everybody does to reduce stress. So when he got to me, I pretty much said, lately just get up in the mountains. Kind of kept facilitating and talking, and then he goes like, well, so what exactly in the mountains? And I go, well, hopefully this weekend I'll be chasing some elk. And he goes, okay, so get up in the mountains and kill things. I'm like, yeah, hopefully. And so pretty much he wasn't like being harsh about it or rude. I think you could just like read and tell that I could take a little like, teasing, but kind of kept going through the room and asking different people the same questions, and a lot of people had different answers. Nothing was like remotely outdoor related, which is whatever. Like, I don't care, to each is their own, but kind of made me think about like people that haven't come up here and experienced, hunting, especially like this. This is even new to me. Like what they think it's all about, And so, one, it's like right now I'm about 5 miles from where I parked, and I'm probably about a mile and a half from a trail. And like there's a use stress that you get by being somewhere remote like this. And first you gotta keep yourself alive, right? You gotta find water, have food to eat, be able to not break an ankle back here or something crazy, getting eaten by a bear. So like there's like the risk stuff, right? You gotta find a good campsite, have shelter, have water, have food, be aware of your surroundings. And then on top of that, it's like there's no noise out here outside of natural noises. So, if I spend 3 hours just creeping through the forest quietly, you gotta watch for sticks, you gotta listen for noises, you gotta look for trails. There's this acuteness that you have to turn on to the details around you, to just kind of be dialed into your environment, let alone like things like what direction the wind's blowing, because elk are very sensitive to smell. If they smell you, you might never even see them, and they'll get out of there before you even see them because they smell you. So like, which way is the wind blowing? Then you got like thermals, right? That's hot air, cold air, raising and dropping based off of the temperature. So in the morning, the thermals start rising, and the evenings, the thermals drop. But there's also intermediate times that it kind of swirls on you and things like that, and you just gotta know and be aware of and feel and just pay attention to just minor details like that. So you just get hyper focused and hyper dialed into your surroundings. Then, let alone the peace of being out here and laying somewhere. There's no other humans around me right now. I was expecting there to be, but I haven't seen another person back here these last 3 days. So that remoteness and ability to kind of separate is pretty amazing. Plus, like just the stress of it's good for you almost, right? It's like physically just an absolute beast of a burden to carry a 50 pound pack and climb up 25-degree slopes and hike for miles. Then once you get there, you get some weight out of your pack, but then I think today I did 8 miles of just hiking and scouting around and looking for elk. And I talked about that whole like being out here by yourself. Like there's a mental challenge to it, right? Where we're so attuned to stimulus and noise and interaction, and even if it's just through watching things, you don't get that out here, which is kind of nice, but it's also something you gotta get used to. But there's a lot to it for me. So when I hear my instructor lightheartedly joking around about like just brass tacks going out there and killing stuff, it's there's a lot more to it than that. So if you've ever felt like you could use a challenge like that, I encourage you to get out and try it. Worst case scenario is you get out and have a beautiful hike for lots and lots of miles. But just my thoughts on the topic. But gonna just hang out here, like I said, kind of Hope these elk feed out. See how it goes.